So this is why they don't like me doing videos at work. I was going to make a quick video on this and it wound up being almost 6 minutes long, so let's see if we can do it a little quicker. For those of you that are interested, this is the original cam chain tensioner off of the KZ1300. All the FAQs I said that the very first thing you should do, if it hasn't been done already, your KZ1300, is to swap this out with a tensioner for a mid to late 90s ZX11. So the reason for that is the way that this tensioner works is a bit problematic. If you'll notice, I've got the plunger here with the spring on it, the tensioner spring there, and it's hard to see, but there's a cage ball bearing looking thing down in here that we'll get to in a minute. So just like any tensioner, as the cam chain wears, the plunger comes out a little bit just like that, and I'm trying to push back in on it, and you see that the tensioner rod will not retract into the body of the tensioner. This looks like a lock bolt, but it's actually not. It's just a limiting bolt to keep it from coming all the way out. So if I release this, it travels the rest of the way out, and again, I can't push it back in. So let's see why people hate these and why they should have all been replaced by now. We'll take this lock bolt out, which will allow us to pull the plunger out and the spring and the little ball bearing looking thing from inside the housing. There we go. So the way the tensioner works is you put this little cage, you can see sort of, there we go. The steel balls, you see how far they come out to the outer rim? That's because it actually uses the action of those steel balls to grip the plunger and prevent it from retracting into the body. The steel balls sit against the outer part, or the inner, I guess I should say, shroud or whatever, of the tensioner body. So you can pull it out, and those steel balls will just kind of grab with friction and prevent it from being pushed back in. The problem is, and this one was starting to fail, so I'm really glad that I went ahead and replaced it, is over time, with a lot of the cam chain vibrates a lot, so there's a lot of slack rather to take up. These steel balls hit the plunger repeatedly and leave these little divots, there you go, all the way around the perimeter of the plunger. If these get bad enough, the steel balls will actually lose tension on the tensioner rod and the tension rod will shoot back like that, and the cam chain will go slack and valves will hit pistons and you have to rebuild the motor. So that's why everybody says to replace these. The ZX11 tensioner just has a little ratcheting pawl mechanism that's super common on pretty much every late model bike at this point. Same bolt hole spacing, same size of the flange, so you don't have to do anything. It just uses a paper gasket instead of a rubber O-ring. So really, really quick 5-minute swap out, and will hopefully prevent me from toasting a motor, which will be pretty helpful.